Hey guys, welcome back to the last 2 weeks AI news. First news is from Qualcomm acquiring Arduino. Arduino will continue with its own name, but the aim is combining um, cheaper hardware with AI to support electronic works, microcontroller works that contains AI. So small language models gets advantage in this from this new. The other thing is Gemini CLI extension. CLI, as you might remember, CLI agents were a thing for software development. I also wrote an article about it. Tried Gemini CLI, checked its architecture, and yeah, it's good. It's not like extraordinary, but for free you can use it for mostly fine. And now you can use it inside your extension, IDE extension like this. It has a support now. And also other CLI agents got extension as well, like Codex, integrated Slack integration, like this. You can use it from. It can read the information from the Slack, and there's also Codex SDK for. You can write your own applications using this agent, Codex agent. And there are also new telemetry stuff. And Cisco said they got 50% faster code reviews. And yeah, they reviewed their PRs a lot faster. And Cloud Code is also coming to VS Code, already here in VS Code. And they also shared Cloud Agent SDK as well. Orchestration tools, permissions, production readiness. And yeah, they say you can run long-running tasks with confidence. They also said they run an agent for 30 minutes without it getting distracted, but there's not much information on that. Opal, Google's N8N. N8N got really popular, so Opal is getting remarketing. And also here, yeah, it shows how Opal is used. And these products are good for beginner level projects, but as it gets more complicated, the accuracy drops according to other users, and you have to run your own code. You need an AI engineer at that point, according to internet, Reddit and stuff. And Gemini 2.5 computer use model is here. This model works in this flow. The initial task comes, the screenshot is taken with the previous context, and the computer environment, the client app, is executed. The action is executed. It goes like this. The sends request to the model receives the model response, then does the action, and it returns an agentic approach. And here's an example. It's a lot slower according to humans, compared to humans, but it can do pretty well. They also especially say it is good latency by accuracy. So the latency is less than the OpenAI's stuff, and the accuracy is the best compared to them on online mind to web benchmark. I don't know if it's a legit benchmark. It's a pretty new area, but maybe it becomes a thing. But for now, I'm not a big fan of this. I mean, UIs are for people, and if you want an application, you use the API, and you can. Not every website has MCP support, but they can add, especially the large ones. Google shared a blog about how we're securing the AI frontier. It's about AI security. There are 3 things. First one is CodeMentor. CodeMentor is an agentic pipe. I will talk about in detail in a minute. And also the AI VRP, AI Vulnerability Reward Program. Last one is a framework. SAFe 2.0 addresses the rapidly emerging risks posed by autonomous AI agents. It's about agentic security. It's also becoming a thing. And CodeMentor is an AI agent for code security that you connect to your pipe, and it continuously validates. If fails, returns back to the LLM, and in patch it returns back, and it always passes the validator for vulnerabilities. It might be code. It generally is about code vulnerabilities, and it's important because AI learns from the most popular content, and the most popular code might be educational code, not production-ready code, and might have vulnerabilities, and therefore we need this. For now, maybe in the future we train with different stuff. I don't know. Introducing apps in ChatGPT and the new apps SDK. There is an apps SDK. The ChatGPT marketplace didn't work, and now we are back with SDK. It's an SDK for making ChatGPT apps, and also AgentKit. This is an A10 version of OpenAI, as you can see, and it has agent builder, a visual canvas, connector registry, chat kit, and stuff like that. It also has our own dataset and prompt optimizer, some form of DSPY, and trace grading. This is for agentic agentic monitoring. And the dataset is for reinforcement fine-tuning. Here, Petri, open source auditing tool to accelerate AI safety. We can see the manual evaluation R&D, formulating hypotheses, designing scenarios, constructing environments, and run target models, manual transcript analysis, aggregate results. Instead, all of them use Petri. It simulates realistic environments, generates appropriate tools. It is like a LLM safety framework, like Giscard, probably. Giscard. Petri pipelines, seed instructions, auditing loops. There are, for example, input dataset that tries in order and checks the result for security flows, as I understood. Automated behavior audit scores, yes. Whistleblowing ablations, I understand, like that. IBM releases Granite 4 series of models. One of them is transformers. They are generally small models, and some of them are Mamba transformer hybrid approaches. This is pretty starting to get popular for less memory using It's especially good for large context scenarios. They perform well, but for other scenarios, they don't perform that well. There are 3 billion, 32 billion, 9 billion sizes. And yeah, if you have special stuff for small model getting large context, you can prefer that. The Joules is shared again, saying it's a CLI, but there's Gemini CLI now. I don't know how they are producing same tool in both ways, but I don't know. I have no idea. It has file selectors, memory, environment, but I don't know how Joules is different than Gemini CLI. Now, Perplexity shared Comet browser, AI browser, to the public. There is also Opera Neon, stuff like that, but yeah, they are not out there yet. You can see the demo. You can ask questions about your mails, and I don't know the data safety of this, but yeah, we get used to it after a while. But at the first times, they consume as much of data possible. Here, delegates the basics, searches internet or summarizes YouTube videos, automates Google Maps, finds us YouTube videos, quickly finds information from internet, get insights with one click, better, faster search, stuff like that for now. Thinking Machines shared. This is OpenAI's co-founder Mira Murati's company, and Thinker is training API for LoRa. You train LoRa. Yes, there are other stuff like TRL, open source versions, but this one says that you can do distributed training, and yeah, they shared a LoRa article that says LoRa can be good as full fine-tuning with 70% less memory. TRL repeated that and agreed on those model on those data. Yes, it did, and it kind of showed that TRL also can do it, but yeah, distributed GPUs you can get. If you're working on healthcare, finance, you might try that. Now, this is from Budget Lab. It's about AI's effect on job market. As a summary, it says that the labor market is not changing with AI as heavy as thought, and yeah, it's in the early stages. It's not doing much yet, it says. And this one was particularly interesting for me. Managing context on cloud developer platform. So cloud says there is a context limit, and with automatic context editing, a model can remove unnecessary stuff. I don't know how it does it, but it might summarize it or it might delete parts totally. I don't know, but it is doable, and they see an improvement. They saw an improvement. 30% something improvement. It was doable, but it was never done. But now I think it's the time to do it. Automatically managing context. Things can be removed, like in code scenarios, the old version of the code can be summarized or deleted. I don't know. CloudSonic 4.5 is here. It says that it is good as GPT-5 codex, GPT-5. And what is this? Accuracy in SWE bench, software engineering benchmark. And this is codex. This is just a model, which means it's pretty good. It also has parallel test time compute, which means, I don't know, running multiple things. I don't really trust leaderboards anymore, but it approximately gives an idea about how good a model is. For a little bit percentages, you shouldn't care about that. You should just go. It's also less misaligned compared to other models, GPT-4 or Gemini 2.5, if you need safe answers. Yeah, and Cloud Agent SDK, we talked, you can use these agents now. And bonus research period, this especially was interesting. A new UI approach for designers. So this is the chat UI, but you can see your contacts, your files, as it's a desktop, and move there. Instead of moving on internet, you can move on here on the resources, and maybe they are getting movement data to train the world models, but that's too conspiracy. Might not be true. DeepSeek releases sparse attention model that cuts API costs in half. So they shared a new attention mechanism that called sparse attention that cut the costs a lot, as a summary. AI mode can now help you search and explore visually. Okay, you are asking your question, it's thinking, and then it gets you the results, not just an answer, but instead results. You can click on them and move on there. Like